Robin Alexander and number 23, Jessica Nonne. As we have just kicked off and we're set, and joining me again as always, Mr. Andy Blackburn. Andy, how are you doing today?
Doing just about fantastic there, Josh. It feels like Groundhog Day watching these two teams play again. Having just witnessed a fantastic final between the men's teams, and it looks like UBC are starting off the way the men's team finished off in the men's final there.
And it's been a great start, kickoff there by the Castaway Wanderers. And we're going to have a line out here thrown in by the Wanderers, as Shepherd looks to throw it in. Taken well there by Eriksson. And it's gone wayward, but picked up by Hoffman, and Hoffman takes a move to the middle. The back now, Shepherd. Strong run by Shepherd. 5 there is Edwards' challenger. She's away there, number 8, and that is Eriksson. Outside now to Aberg. And taken out, and it's a knock on.
Well, a lovely tip on there, and wonderful break by Castaway Wanderers in the early parts of the game. Very interesting stat here that both of these teams have faced each other this season, and both got the victory over each other. CW beat UBC 53-17 in early Feb, but then lost 67-21 in late March. Quite lopsided scorelines. Don't know what that really means for today's game. All we do know is that UBC's ranked 1 and CW's ranked 2 going into this final.
Wow, so we've got a real top-of-the-table clash here between 1 and 2.
I'm predicting a wide-open game with lots of points. Both these teams can score, that's for sure.
And the short pass around the back, but it's been picked off, and looks like it's going to be a penalty here to the Thunderbirds. And Thunderbirds look like, are they in a blue and a white jersey there, Andy?
Yes, they're blue and white, and Castaway Wanderers in their traditional colours of blue, red and black.
It's definitely an interesting jersey with spots. It's kind of hard on the eyes, to be honest, when you're looking from this distance.
It might be hard on your eyes, Josh, but I can't see that far, so...
Yeah. Well, the glasses aren't helping, and that's for sure. As Jordan McLeod now looks to throw it in for the Thunderbirds. And just over, but it's picked up. Long pass now out there to, looks like one of the locks there, which is Rory Wood. Strong run by the lock, Rachel Smith.
Rachel Smith, a local girl from Earl Marriott School on Bayside again. Quite the athlete. Sister of Michael Smith, ex-UBC Thunderbird player who's now playing in the MLR and playing for the Canadian men's team on the flank. Quite the sporting family.
Absolutely, the Smiths. That's interesting. I've watched Mike Smith play many times. One of absolute amazing athlete, great rugby player.
Well, if we could find a few more Smiths and a few more Carsons, I'm sure we could bump ourselves up the IRB World Rankings.
That's exactly right.
Canada actually found out in the month of May that they actually leapfrogged over France in the women's world rankings, and now in 3rd place behind England, who's ranked 1, and New Zealand ranked 2. So fantastic ranking there for the Canadian women. Well done there. And I believe the Rugby League women are ranked 5th in the world going into this year's Rugby League World Cup. So great time to be a Canadian female athlete rugby player of either code.
Absolutely, and yes, with their win, with the females' win over the USA, they moved their ranked up to 5th, which is a great ranking. And the tackle now made by the 10, which is Savannah Bowder. And now Wanderers looking to try to get away from here. Oh, great pass from around the back. Picked up, pushed back by Elliott. And Elliott takes it into contact. Peary now. Out to, looks like a bit of a the old-fashioned obstruction there, but referee says to play on.
I'm very fortunate today, Josh, to be refereed by Julian Zussman, the 35-year-old Ottawa native who's represented Canada in 3 World Cups from fullback, scoring 18 tries in 44 tests. She was awarded a men's Six Nations under-20 game this year, I believe the Wales Island game back in February. So good to see the Canadian referees climbing up the international ladder too.
And it's an absolute honour to have a great referee of great stature here at our BC Rugby Finals. And what a game to be refereeing as well, with a strong hit up by McKillen Nelson. Thunderbirds now. It's kicked out of there, but it's okay. There's a few players back and looking to clear it by Savannah Bowder. Wanderers now with Emily Smeek, and Emily's away. Goes up the middle, looking to get tailed, finally gets tackled there. It's gone wide. Oh, picked up and driven back there. What a hit up there by Elliott, but driven back by the Thunderbird defense. Now, Aberg.
Lovely step to the outside there. Another step.
What a beautiful work by Aberg. And brought down. Oh, look for the short pass, but didn't give it. Tackle taken up hard by Chloe Hill-Hughes.
Wonderful face play by the Wanderers here, just going through the phases. Playing wide, playing short, tipping on, offloading.
Here is away there. That's Eriksson. Eriksson looking at the outside, but it's taken back by the Thunderbirds.
Wouldn't surprise me if the UBC player put a little whisper in her ear there and said, "I'm on your inside," because that pass
was straight to her. Yes. That's the old dark arts there. Look at these offloads.
Oh, what a hit there by the 23, but UBC stay alive. Very loose this game, but very entertaining nonetheless.
And it looks like the referee's going to play advantage with Samek to take it up. Peary gives it back to Folk.
Oh, wonderful.
Aberg. Aberg's away now. She got the fullback to beat. She goes on the outside, Aberg. Oh, she's brought down. What a tackle by the fullback, Callie King. And look out, is away again. There goes Shell. Shell is all the way. Fullback to... Oh, what a tackle. Beautiful tackle by Piper Logan.
Knocked her almost into the middle of next week there, Josh.
Oh, what a cover tackle by Piper Logan. Certain try saver. And Piper Logan just strolls back to the wing like nothing has happened.
I could feel that up on the deck. It needed to be made, otherwise it was a certain try for Castaway Wanderers, who are looking very good.
It was a great tackle that saved the try. And now, good work to meet out there as it gets to the 23, which is Renee Cook.
Feels like there's 4 extra Castaway Wanderers players on the field right now. They're just moving the ball wide, quick hands.
And tackled there, Elliott.
Deft offloads, great
Warriors.
Support play.
It is absolutely great support play. Oh, just through the hands of Aberg. Could have been a try there if it wasn't for the 12 to get in. Now they're making a move. Aberg lifted back. Great tackle.
Well,
and a penalty.
That's as good a passage of play as I've seen all day, Josh, there by Castaway Wanderers. Shame that they came away with nothing, but playing with real intent, wonderful skills, great offloads, sublime hands, fantastic support play, just unable to make possession into points.
Yeah, and the Wanderers look like they're really options are open there. They look like they're getting their offloads, able to give it out to players, and got runners going off left, right, and centre. And it's been great to watch. But now, Thunderbirds in it with a chance. Trying to get out of their own half.
You know, we talk about the offloads, Josh, and an article popped up this morning on my Facebook feed from Rugby World Magazine discussing the ongoing debate about the size of the rugby ball in women's rugby, whether they should actually revert to a size 4 ball, because the physiology is such that women's hands aren't big enough to wrap around a size 5 ball and create those offloads that we saw in the men's game with the likes of the Carsons, and we started to see in the sevens with the likes of the Fijians, who we all know have got bigger hands than most. So the debate is ongoing, but a minor tweak like that would certainly help the game develop and entertain even more at the women's level. And I don't think it's any slight to play with a size 4 ball. The only issue would probably be the weight of it when it comes to kicking.
As Semek's away now. Semek there for Castaway Wanderers, looking to try and get away. She beats Piper Logan. And what a really streaked away there by Semek. Oh, that's a crushing tackle by Thunderbirds. That's the number 4, Kendra Roberts. And Elliott now. Oh, bumps over the top of the 8 there by... Now he comes a hit up by Shepherd. Shepherd now really forcing the case. Hit ups there. Aberg looking to get free for an offload. Can't get free.
Aberg's having a blinder, Josh. Making good yards with every carry.
And we got into a scrum.
Well, it's been exhilarating stuff so far. 12 minutes into the game. Got to say that Castaway Wanderers have been dominant, but the scoreline's still 0-0.
And now moving out the Wanderers. And gives it the winger. Oh. The winger's away.
Oh, and another crunching tackle.
Great tackle there by Callie King. And Callie King on Danica Pedrick.
The Wanderers really knocking at the door now.
And they're over. Oh, and it's a beautiful try by the Castaway Wanderers.
And you've got to say that's just desserts for some fantastic play. Castaways have controlled the play in the first 10 minutes of this game and rightfully have come away with a 5-pointer. I'll surely become a 7-pointer with a conversion under the sticks.
And it was some great play by the Castaway Wanderers. Going up the middle, their hit-ups were quite moving in quite good.
And some wonderful defence, you've got to say, by the UBC backline, who stopped 2 or 3 nailed on certain tries. CW looking to get this trophy back over the Georgia Strait in the hands of the island. The West Shore team have been dominant these last few years. I believe Capellanos are the reigning champs, having beaten West Shore 2019 in the last competed BC Premier Trophy 2019. But prior to that, West Shore dominated, winning 2018 and 2017. So maybe here's an opportunity for Castaways to get the trophy back. And the conversion's good.
And the conversion by, it looks this way, by Maddie Aberg, number 12. And the conversion was good, so therefore the Castaway Wanderers 7 leading the Thunderbirds 0. Restart now by Julia Schell.
Doesn't go the 10.
Nah, it's not good. It's a bit of a coach killer, that one.
Yeah, they look a little bit flustered, UBC. I don't think they're expecting CW to come out the gates the way they did. Carry all the play. UBC have had a fantastic season so far. They won the Canada West Championships again in Calgary back in 2021. Got to say, Dean Merton's done an excellent job with his team when he took over in 2018. The Yorkshire native from Huddersfield, Home Firth, home of Last of the Summer Wine Country for those TV viewers who like British TV shows.
must say I'm a big fan of the British trains. That's my favourite British show at the moment. And Aberg with a clearing kick. Oh, fake. And looking to make a run for it there, the 14, which is Danica Pedrick. And outside, trying to get it good. What a fend. Oh, there's a bit of hair pulling there. Not good, but that was Danica Pedrick there.
Good step there by Nicola Smith. Good movement after contact, but she gets penalised for maybe one extra roll there. Maybe a little bit harsh.
And Madison Aberg looking to clear that kick.
She really has been a standout player, Josh. That's one heck of a kick there. Well, 25, 30 yards.
And she's also a great Canada select for the Ravens for the Rugby League World Cup, playing in the centres in the second row there.
Well, she looks like she's certainly got a lot of tools in her toolbox. She can do it all. She can step, she can fend, she can kick. One to watch for sure for the future.
Absolutely. And short taken by Elliott. And given the inside to Ibrahim. And Ibrahim takes it in. Oh, she's straight through there. That's the Shell straight through. Gives them the inside to Cook. Cook. Oh, looks like it's spilt there. And picked up running back, but they're going to play the knock on.
Possibly pushed that final offload when she didn't need to there, but wonderful line break. Great support play. This game is certainly not following the form book. CW will just limp past Capilano's 42-36 in the semis, whereas UBC beat Cap 75-5 in the final game of the regular season. So you would think, if you were to follow the stats of the form book, it would be one-way traffic for UBC. But it certainly won't be.
And scrum now fed by the number 9 for the Thunderbirds, Scramstad. And picked up by the lock. Out there on the outside looking for space is... then she's been tackled there. Brought down again the lock, which is Rachel Smith. Gives them the outside to Piper Logan. And Logan is brought down.
Castaway's not committing numbers at the breakdown, fanning out, matching them defensively, looking very, very solid. Quite content to let UBC go through the phases, using that line speed to force some errors.
And here we go. They're coming through the middle. She's straight through. That is just Sean Stroud. She's got the fullback to beat. She's got no support with her. She's waiting for the support. She fakes the kick, and she's tackled. Still held up there. That's it.
Has to release now.
Bowder. What a break by Bowder. And Nelson.
Wonderful break by Bowder, who was named the 2021 Canada West Player of the Year after leading the conference with 82 points. Another player to watch out for.
And that's a beautiful run by Sam Matafa.
Following the lead of the men's team, just offloading.
Piper Logan now fakes it, goes herself, and she's going to go under the post. Piper Logan, well-deserved try after a beautiful defensive effort to save a try on the other end. She now goes over for her own 5-pointer.
Very similar to the UBC men's team there, making the break, showing some composure, going through the phases, and then when the opportunity exists, a couple of deft offloads, and then splitting the Castaway Wanderers defense and numbers on the outside. Very, very high-skill rugby and wonderful to watch there by the UBC Thunderbirds.
And she's got a great running style, Piper Logan. You can just see that she's got those quick feet ready to step and make some, and the wheels. And so just underestimated by the Castaway Wanderer defense. And they sort of let her have a bit of space, and she took that space and put the ball under the sticks.
Got to say that was against a run of play, though, because most of the game's been in the UBC half, and the first foray into CW territory comes away with 7 points.
And the conversion is successful for the Thunderbirds, which brings the scores level 7-7. Castaway Wanderers and Thunderbirds.
This game's shaping up to be every bit as exciting as the men's final, whereby it went down to the wire. It was touch and go until the final 10-15 minutes of the game where UBC were able to pull away.
And looking for the restart now, Madison Aberg. Now it looks like the restart will be actually Julia Schell. And the kick is nice, it's away. And picked up and met heavily by the defense there of Ibrahim. And taken up hard by the number 4, Kendra Roberts. And pushed away there by Shell. Sorry, so Bowder. Bowder there. Oh, and taken over. What a
turnover.
Steal. What a steal. And then restolen again by Nelson, but no.
Another interesting stat for you history buffs out there. Women's rugby, Josh, believe it or not, began back in 1974. The first ever game in BC was played between Douglas College and Capilano College.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently it was during the Totem Conference men's 7-a-side tournament that both of them fielded 2 9-a-side teams that day.
And it's great to see where it's grown since that day, as we've got a cracking game of rugby right here between these two teams.
Well, again, it's fitting that the colleges and universities are leading the way. Even back then, 45, 48 years ago.
Oh, she's straight through Shell. And brought down about 30 metres out. Now, Madison Aberg, dangerous play to have the ball. She's away down the sideline. Fullback to beat. Oh, she just slips. But gets the ball back. She's having a monster of a game there, Aberg.
She backs herself every time, and the outside break.
Oh, she's straight through the 9. Beautiful work by Scramstad. No, but by Peary. Sorry, Peary. Well done by Kira Peary. She just found those lazy defenders around the ruck, dummies on the inside, moves onto the outside, and then beats that inside defender to go under the posts and scores to put the Castaway Wanderers back in front.
Well, all as a result of some great footwork and a fantastic outside break by Madison Aberg there down the right flank. And then the gaps appeared once they broke the line. The UBC's defence couldn't get structured, and a wonderful sniping run there by the Castaway Wanderers 9 to score under the post, which will surely give Castaways a 7-point advantage of 14 points to 7. Aberg, I believe, is taking the kick as well. She really does it all, this girl.
She does it all. She runs down the outside, takes on the line, sets up tries, and here she is taking the conversion to put the Castaway Wanderers 7 points ahead of the Thunderbirds.
Well, I look forward to seeing her in the Rugby League World Cup this autumn, Josh, as I head back to the old country to watch the men and the women's rugby league, and hopefully the Ravens can go one better and make it to the semis this year.
And that'd be great to see. And hopefully Madison Aberg will be representing BC finally on that squad.
Where would you see her playing on a rugby league team?
Second row, I think, she was picked in the select, so
yeah.
A strong runner.
Edge back rower.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Aberg there does the converting. So we now have Castaways 14 leading the Thunderbirds 7.
Coincidentally, Josh, a bit more history for you. The actual first 15-a-side women's game took place in 1977 between Douglas, who were informally called the Loose Ruckers, who took on UBC at Wolfson Field. And believe it or not, the first ever 15-a-side women's game in BC was won by UBC 8 points to 0.
Wow. And the strong program the UBC do for their rugby program. As we just see UBC, Thunderbirds getting their turnover. And Rachel Smith, straight through, Piper Logan, gives on the outside. Oh, no! It's just put down, just on the outside. It could have been a try.
I was about to say this resembled a game of basketball. You score, we score. It really is end-to-end stuff right now.
It's going both ways as we speak. Back and forth, back and forth.
And as we predicted, you know, if it carries on like this, it'll be another high-scoring game.
And like you mentioned, this could turn into a high-scoring match. Yes, indeed.
Well, certainly a lot of emphasis on attack at the moment, and to be fair, some of the defence has been outstanding, but some of the footwork and the fence from some of these strong outside backs for both teams, there's going to be holes, there's going to be gaps, there's going to be offloads. Really does set it up for what could be an absolutely thriller of a final.
And it's
not
drifted.
straight.
Yeah, it's drifted to the left, not straight.
Is that the breeze there playing its part?
I think so. Although it has gone down a little bit, the sun's gone back away. The breeze is still circling around slightly.
Well, we did order the sun, and we ordered no clouds, and we forgot to ask the wind to stay away today. But it hasn't been a huge factor. But certainly, the teams that do use the wind, especially with their kicking game, can gain an advantage. And I believe you could see that with Castaway Wanderers men in the first half of the first final. And I don't see either of these teams, Josh, reverting to a kicking game. They're very content to throw the ball around and play some entertaining rugby.
That's exactly right. Oh, we've got a second ball in the field.
Oh.
And looks like they're going to call it just from the other side. They kick the ball into this field. Does that happen often here at the Shark Tank? I do like that name, though, Andy. I think Shark Tank is a great name for the Bayside Shark Field going forward.
Well, hopefully this will be the first of many events, championships, provincial, international games that we can host. Now we have our wonderful Fieldside Clubhouse almost open. Real great day to showcase what this area offers. We've just got the beach half a mile down the road there. The Canadian Riviera, as we like to call it, full of restaurants and bars.
Yep. It is indeed. Beautiful place. Or as they say, great part of the world. Was it beautiful part of the world? That's what it was. The
well,
term.
Beautiful British Columbia, and for any players aspiring to play some rugby overseas who are watching here today, you couldn't go far wrong than come to British Columbia, the Lower Mainland, or even the island for that matter. Try not to be too biased here and ply your trade in beautiful British Columbia.
Some world-class rugby that's played in this area for sure. As we now look to Thunderbirds in a really good attacking position here. 5 meters out. Looking to attack and hopefully get back that try loss as they force the maul now, trying to push it over the line. Strong maul. They let it out.
Oh.
Seven Matafa. Oh, she's straight through. What a beautiful job there by Shoshana Sumanatafa. See you, Manatafa. See you under the post. What a try. Fantastic job.
Wonderful footwork there from the Bayside native, product of Bayside Sharks and daughter of local legend Posey Simanatafa, who has done an incredible job over the years here in the Bayside Junior program with the boys and the girls, and one of his 3 children who is lighting it up. Posey was a centre, I believe, a Samoan Sevens player and a very loyal servant to this Bayside Rugby Club, and it's great for his daughter to score under the post, where I'm sure she's scored many tries over her career and will hopefully continue to do so.
And it was just a bit of a soft defensive effort there by the Castaway Wanderers. You just saw nothing going on, and she just used her ability to slip through the defence and go straight under the posts. And now converted, lovely done there by number 10, Savannah Bowder. And that there brings us level again. Castaway Wanderers 14, Thunderbirds 14.
Wonderful balance runner there, Shoshana. A little bit of footwork that was very difficult to see, but wrong-footed opposite defender and made it look easy.
Yes, indeed. And looking forward to seeing a bit more space to see what the flying number 12 can do for the Thunderbirds as we continue this game with 10 minutes left of this half to play. And the try scorer takes it on the full as we speak and gives it to the number 5, which is Rory Wood. And Rory gets over the top and almost to the halfway line. And Nelson Here they go again, the Thunderbirds. And gives it on the outside. She's got support. Goal. She's wayward pass over the top, but it's still on the attack. Piper Logan now on the outside. She hards on the out. Goes to the midside. Oh, she's tackled. Wow. Still going. Thunderbirds. Oh, she's pushed through there, the three. That's Tess Waldring. And looks like it is. But Piper Logan just shows that fast feet and gets around the outside of those defenders.
Well, wonderful break and fantastic support left and right. And the pass maybe didn't need to go right over the top. Could have perhaps passed inside left or even taken the tackle and popped, just probably forcing that offload. And as a result, Castaway Wanderers were let off.
And they set for a scrum now, the Thunderbirds with their feed. Still on the attack. Can they bounce back to overtake the lead without having to try and match up against the Wanderers?
Strong scrum. It's a great platform here for UBC.
Gives it out. Just Shannon now.
Oh.
Uses it. Good lap around. She's out away. She's out. She's got the fullback to beat there. Bowder.
Had to square up and just give it. Fortunately, made the wrong decision.
Callie King now takes it into contact. Gives it to the Smith. Smith now. Forcing away through. Nelson takes it into contact. They're 5 meters out, the Thunderbirds. Huge hit up there by McLeod. She's stepped in the way, but it looks like it's going to be let it go. Oh, and that's a try to number 6, Cindy Shah. Wow.
Well,
I honestly thought that was going to be called back, but it looks like the referee let that one go.
Well, that try should have been scored several phases earlier when Bowder made an excellent break. Looked like she'd squared up, committed the fullback. All she had to do was feed it to the outside, and she decided to show and go and butchered what was a nailed-on certain try. But fortunately, they went through the phases and they were able to make amends and score in the right corner.
And that's great to see the Thunderbirds now picking up with a conversion from the sideline.
It's a tough one to call, this. One team scores, the other one replies.
Yes, it doesn't seem like anyone's been taking it and dominating the entire game. And what a conversion. What a kick from the sideline. Well done.
Both teams perfect from the boots today. 5 from 5.
That's been an amazing kicking game by both. And I believe that was Bowder that did that conversion. So that takes us now, the Thunderbirds 21, Castaways 14, with about 7 minutes to go, just over 6 minutes to go in this first half. Nice clearing kick there by the Castaway Wanderers. And Bowder looked to bringing it back. She's going to clear it. Not the best of kicks, it's gone a bit high.
But they say a kick's only as good as a chase, and looks like being called back for a penalty there. Don't know what the call is there, Josh.
I think number 6 was offside.
Slick hands there from Castaway Wanderers. Very impressed with their soft hand passing.
They do have some great passes, and they got some short and long passes, and some great offloads to boot. And taken back. Picked up by Pedrick. Taken into contact. Elliott. Picked up by the 7 there, which is Folk.
Look like they need to get in the hands of Madison Aberg, who's been quiet these last 5 or 10 minutes. Really is the difference maker for the CW team.
And taken through there by the 8, I think.
Oh.
Here we go. Onto the winger. Oh, it looks like could have been a knock on.
Not quite, lacking a little bit of depth in attack there, and sadly the ball going behind the player, having to reach back. But penalty to Castaway Wanderers, another opportunity
Oh, and this, oh, there could have been a knock on there, but yeah, it's called back for a knock on just at the back there.
Yeah, loose carry, carrying the ball a bit high going into contact there. There was not ever going to be one outcome.
And it looks on the other field, I can just see slightly the Squamish Axemen look like they've just got the win over the Surrey Beavers. For anyone paying attention at home, I'd like to get that score to you if I can, but it looks like they've just won in the men's Division 2 final there.
There's a success story with the Axemen. I believe that the last championships back in Abbotsford in 2019, I believe they won the 3rd Div, and they moved up to 2nd Div and they've won that, so they're definitely on the upward trajectory, and hopefully we will see them maybe in Division 1 next year, joining the likes of the Bayside Sharks.
And that would be fantastic to see, especially from their rugby program there in Squamish. As we look at Piper Logan trying to go around her outside, she does, but she's just forced the pass with no support on her inside. She had the wheels to get around. She should have just held onto it, but luckily for them, the Thunderbirds regain possession. Nelson now. Short on the outside to Bowder, looks that way. Yeah, Bowder's through. No, just held. Oh, no, it's not Bowder, my bad. I think it's Kip. And there's a bit of pushing and shoving at the front there. Nice little clean out. And picked up by the 8, which is Ericsson. Ericsson offloads to Hill Hughes.
Well, it looked like that tap was taken well away from the mark there, Josh, and she got away with that one.
You're always got to be wary of those quick taps. Great battle from our wingers, Piper Logan and Hoffman out there.
Oh,
nice.
2-man tackle, absolute beauty. Put her on her back, but managed to retain possession. And
geez, I hope Michaela Nelson's okay. She didn't look good after that tackle.
Well, it's put on her back, wasn't tipped, but very dominant 2-person tackle there by UBC. And then Castaway Wanderers kicked ahead. It was a bit of a kick to nothing, unfortunately, and just gave away possession. Maybe rattled by the ferocity of that tackle.
Yeah. And it looks, this is the second goal line dropout, which is the new World Rugby Law trial that we've had.
What do you think of that 52? What do you think of that law on the 50-22, Josh?
I think the goal line dropout is going to be a great start for rugby union to look at trying to speed up the game. The only issue is someone needs to tell the players.
and the referees too.
And the referees, because unfortunately most of the players have looked shocked when the ball has gone into their in goal and they've pressed the ball down, and then all of a sudden they're told that they have to do a goal line dropout. So I think once the players start understanding the law a bit better, then we're going to see a lot more of that rugby league style of you have to get the ball out of your in goal if you don't want to goal line dropout.
What I do like about it is the pick and go kind of boring, pedantic nature of just forward play close to the line can often result in ball held up in goal, and that means you now lose possession. So I do think teams like Exeter in the UK that have become quite boring yet successful, and now you're feeling the effects of this new law, and it does really promote more entertainment. Use the ball close to the line, maybe get it wide, and just don't go through the phases with those boring 1-inch pick and goes.
And in the end of the day, what we're looking for is more running rugby.
Yes.
And, these sort of law changes and rules actually create that, which is what we're looking to see. I think the 50-22 is also a great rule. Just need to get more kickers onto it and understand that what they can do by kicking it in their own 22 and getting it past the 50.
Well, it's a wonderful skill if you can do it properly, and it certainly helps keep the defensive wingers back, so it does open more space, which I believe is the intent. But, again, got to work on your kicking skills too to execute.
Absolutely. As we see Piper Logan taking it up and then giving it on the inside to the 13, which is Madison Gold.
Oh.
And there's a penalty turnover.
Similar theme to the first game between the men here, where Castaway Wanderers are allowing UBC to play down the edges, get isolated, and then jackling and forcing penalties.
And looking for a quick tap.
Oh.
They weren't standing deep enough there.
I don't think they were ready, to be honest with you. I don't think they expected that. But the ball was deemed to go backwards, and Castaways retained possession. But UBC penalised again. Will they tap and go again, or will they kick for touch?
Oh, they tap and go, though.
You've got to admire the intent.
Terrickson to Aberg. Aberg now's away. Oh, great palm on Nelson. Aberg, fullback to beat, and is beaten and is tackled down by the fullback. Now taken forward by Folk. Folk now looking to give it back. Wanderers here on the attack. Oh, horrible hand efforts there. Dropped by Hills Hughes.
I would say the fullback there acted more like a speed bump, Josh, but did what she needed to do to basically bring Aberg down, who does look dangerous every time she gets her hands on the ball.
And however you bring them down, it's always, you know, we had a fullback that used to run behind them and ankle tap them. So however you can get that player down, it's great for the team. As the Thunderbirds now with Siamanatafa with a kick forward.
Looks like she may have pulled a leg muscle with that kick. I did see her
limping,
hobbling after she scored that try earlier, so I wonder if she's actually carrying a knock there.
Yeah, she could be, yes.
Yeah, possibly a soft tissue injury to a kicking leg there.
Let's hope not. She's been great all game so far. Oh, it's a great legs tackle there by the Thunderbirds. And it looks like
there's been cover tackles, there's been legs tackles, there's been dominant tackles, there's been two-person tackles, there's been fantastic display of defence by both teams. Very impressed with what we've seen so far.
It's been a great game so far of this first half.
This could be the final play of the first half, I believe. With whatever added on time we may have, certainly the clock's at 40 minutes now.
We are now in injury time, so
interesting decision there, tapped and then kicked.
Like,
I think she was looking to kick out because she knew the half was up.
She was.
Just didn't find touch.
But I don't think you're going to tell Piper Logan that. I think she wants to score or a try. Look at her. Just taking off. Looking to kick it out. There we go.
And it takes a second row to kick the ball out, what the fly half couldn't do.
Exactly. So as we go to half-time, it's the Thunderbirds 21 leading the Castaways 14. We'll be back for the second half in just a moment. And welcome back to the second half of the Women's Premier League game here at the Shark Tank South Surrey Athletic Complex, where we have the Thunderbirds leading the Castaway Wanderers 21 points to 14. And we're about to kick off with Savannah Bowder taking us into the start of the second half. And the wind is actually starting to pick up and blowing the opposite direction now, would you say, Andy?
Yes, yes. Will it be a factor, though? I doubt it. The way these two teams play, I don't really see a kicking game coming into this affair.
Oh, and nice little run there by the new person to the field, 17, Morgan Warner. And gets the penalty as well. And they're going to look to start with Kira Peary.
Option to run by the looks of it there, Josh.
I think the option for the quick tap is gone.
I think it's a slow tap now.
Yeah. And a strong tackle there. And they're all over now. She's trying to get through them all. She finally breaks free. Does now. Good position. Oh, and the handling there gone again. But there's a penalty coming. And penalty given. All offside.
Now we have a quick tap option while UBC defence is retreating.
She's straight through. Oh, and intercepted there by the 8, of course. That's Rachel Smith. And taken there.
Yeah, my apologies earlier. I referenced her as Nicola, another one of the Smith family. There's so many good rugby players in the Smith family locally. It's actually Rachel, so my apologies there to Rachel for earlier mistaking her for her cousin Nicola.
It's always great. I sometimes get mistaken for my cousin, of course, Brett White, the NRL superstar. I wish. Oh, and here comes a great run by Samek. Looks for the offload, gets it off. And there is a way. Oh, look. Oh, and brought down by Piper Logan. She's just a bind-storming runner and a brainstorming tackler. And she's now trying to get the counter ruck going. Great work by Piper Logan.
Lovely tip there by the CW lock. Changing the point of attack.
And that's what you look for in a great tip on.
Just going through the phases here, Castaway Wanderers.
And Aberg looking to try and get it up as they take it up to the 22 for the Wanderers.
Got numbers on the right-hand side there.
Short there. Beautiful pass. Gives them the outside. Can she give it to the wing? Yes, she does. It's a beautiful try there by Danica Pedrick. And she gets the ball for the Castaway Wanderers. And they're back.
Well, that was built over 4 or 5 wonderful, patient, composed phases of play where the Castaway Wanderers forwards just tipped on to their outside player, recycled, sucked in the UBC defence, and finally looked like they had a 4-on-3 and executed superbly. Wonderful rugby.
And it would all started from that middle, and then getting it out to, of course, the 14, Danica Pedrick, with some wheels to get around the outside of those defenders, and then bring it in under the posts. Oh, actually, she must have taken it a little bit further, but I'm sure Aberg would have preferred a little bit closer to the post than she is with that strong breeze now blowing from the opposite direction.
Well, the back and forth affair of the first half continues, where it's been a 7-point game, pretty much no more than 7 points at any one stage during this game, keeping the neutrals engaged and ending what's been a fine day of rugby here at the Bayside Shark Tank, where the weather gods have been kind and the fans have been out in their numbers to witness what will surely be one of the finest venues in British Columbia for hosting championships such as these.
As Aberg looks to kick, and it's just across the face, and our first non-conversion of the day.
Maybe the wind there was a factor, Josh. I eat my words. Not for the first time today.
And that brings us to Castaways not leveling the score. So the Thunderbirds are leading the Castaways by 2 points, 21 points to 19. And here we go back into the level scoring of tit for tat. And let's see how we move by the Castaway Wanderers now on the return. It looks like it went the 10 and then went back. So it did travel the 10, and then they received it just before.
Well, we did say this would be a high-scoring affair, with UBC again matching their men's team, averaging 50 points a game during the regular season. And Castaway Wanderers, very similar to their men's team too, averaging 33 points. So I'm sure we're in for a fair few more tries yet, Josh.
And Piper Logan was almost in the middle there. Still, it's good. She's moved into the middle looking for a couple of runs right in the centre. And
Shoshana there showing some great footwork. Seems to have recovered from that leg injury she showed at the end of the first half.
And here goes Smith. Smith straight through the middle. They will stop her, will they? 2 to take it down. Oh, and she's just held up, but pushed back there. 2 meters out for Smith with the Thunderbirds. But Nelson trying to get through the middle. Comes around the outside, held up there. Still couldn't get the ball over the line. Great tackle by the Wanderers. Pressure's on now. Gives it wide to Smith. Smith trying to push through again.
Wonderful goal line defence here by Castaway Wanderers. Can they hang in a few more phases?
Gives it wide. Out there to Bowder. Bowder looking to push away over. Now looking for the movement here, Thunderbirds. Pushing through. Does she get the ball down? She does. And the Thunderbirds are over. And that's back. The Thunderbirds with a try. Now at 26 points to 19.
Really is end-to-end stuff. We just saw a try 2 minutes ago by the Castaway Wanderers, and UBC have replied straight away to regain the lead. Or should I say to advance the lead from 21 to 26.
Yeah, and you'd have to say that it could get to a point where there is just try for try for try. This could go on for the rest of the half.
It's felt like that since the beginning. The intent that both teams showed when we kicked the game off, it was very much ball in hand, not kicking possession away, and the gaps will appear.
It's been spectacular so far. Now, Savannah Barter to look to convert this try. And now it's a miss for the Thunderbirds as well. So we're back to 26-19. 2 misses of the last 2 tries for their conversion. So Castaway now, if they score their next try and convert, they will level with the Thunderbirds. Shell to restart. And an awkward bounce there, but looking to clear it. No, she's going to take it up for a good contact run. Gives it to the 5, which is Rory Wood. And a lovely hit up there by Rory. And short and trying to bust their way through. And that's their number 2, Jordan McLeod. Nelson now. Strong tackle over the top by the Castaway Warriors.
Oh, she got pushed there. Good. Looked like she was offside, but she was actually pushed offside.
And Piper Logan now. Piper Logan's away. Look at the small feet. She's getting going. She's full back to beat. Full back to beat. She stepped on the right. Oh, what a step on the left. Beautiful stuff by Piper Logan. She is away. She has wheels. And she has just scored a beautiful try for the Thunderbirds. Piper Logan. What an absolutely amazing effort. Started off with the ball, got out through, beat the 2 defenders, used that fast feet that she has, got taken on the outside, beat the fullback with a beautiful left foot step, and then around the outside and under the post for the Thunderbirds. And she walks back like it was just a walk in the park.
Well, the way she squared up that defender there, she was almost taking the mickey, saying, come on, I'm going to go over the top of you. And then she stepped and accelerated and moved up a gear. That made it look so easy. Something I've seen you, Josh, do when you played for the BC Bulldogs on one occasion in Vegas. Very similar.
I tell you what, if I had the wheels like Piper Logan, I would be very, very happy man to do anything like that. That step was unbelievable.
Well, I thought you said you had some Fijian ancestry in you, so I thought maybe those left foot steps would be quite natural for you.
Well, I mean, you know, ever since the knee's gone at the age of 40 now, the Fijian left foot step is a little more of a left foot lean. And a great conversion there by Bowder, which takes us now to 33 points for the Thunderbirds and Castaway Wanderers 19. Starting to pull away the Thunderbirds now.
Yes, certainly putting the foot to the gas. Makes you wonder whether the superior fitness, maybe again of a somewhat professional program out of the University of British Columbia, will take its toll and pay dividends in the final 20, 30 minutes of this game.
And they'll need to try and pick something up or do something different, the Wanderers, if they want to try and get back.
Well, putting the ball in the hands of Madison Aberg would definitely be a good start.
As Rory Wood now takes it up and tackled on the 40-metre line.
Ball lost in contact there.
Yeah. And Wanderers now with the ball, chance to do something. Give it straight out to, and you said Aberg, dummies. That's Ibrahim. Looking for Aberg now. Gives it on to number 5, which is Edwards Challenger. And knocked back again, still going Wanderers. What can they do? Thunderbirds going to push them out, and they do. Pushed it straight out. And good defense there by the Thunderbirds.
Well, with a 14-point cushion right now, UBC don't need to panic. They don't need to press the panic button. They just need to keep their composure, allow Castaways maybe to force their hand a little bit, and take advantage of any errors that Castaway Wanderers will commit.
And a lovely long throw, but it's gone over the top of the Thunderbirds line out.
Oh, talking about unforced errors, there's one by UBC, and an opportunity here for CW.
And Shell takes it into contact as she's just trying to steal that ball away.
Looks like a double knock-on there, Josh. I think there was a double knock-on, first knock-on called against UBC. But a great attacking platform here for Castaway Wanderers to maybe get 7 more points back on the board. You've got to think that Aberg has got to be a factor now off the scrum, using that footwork and that power.
I agree, and hopefully they can put something on this set-piece scrum here and try and get Aberg involved well with Shell there, as Aberg and Shell are talking about what they're planning, and looks like they're going to put something on here, the Castaway.
Yes. Let's make sure they win the scrum first.
And it looks like your locks aren't binding.
Oh.
That might be the call that's coming in there, or...
Yeah, Julian Zussman not happy with something there and calling the medics, the trainers on, I believe. UBC, maybe have some blood possibly. Maybe a little bit of claret there flowing down the from the nose.
Well, if it is Michaela Nelson, I did notice that she was, after that tackle bit about 10 minutes ago, she wasn't totally...
Oh, it's a shoulder. It looks like it's a right shoulder injury there.
There's a shoulder, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, only 4 teams in this league, Josh. The Capellanos and West Shore not making it to the final this year, but they were the finalists back in 2019 in Abbotsford when the Caps beat West Shore 20 points to 19. So, oops, and we have some wind event in the in goal there where a couple of tents have decided to go walkabouts. Thankfully, not hitting anybody on the way past.
Well, it did look dangerous. That was. They started to tumble out of control over there.
Almost looked like tumbleweed there going down the main street.
Except slightly bigger tumbleweed than expected. All right, now it's a strong scrum, and they go the opposite way, and the chip over the top here, and I don't think it's going to pay off because it goes into touch before...
I don't think that was the planned move there, Josh. I think the UBC got the nudge in the scrum there and forced Castaway Wanderers to go right when I believe the move was probably on left.
I'd have to agree with you there, Andy. I felt like the move was on left. You had Shell and Aberg looking to set something up for the Wanderers. And Thunderbirds now with the ball. They're in their own in-goal. They've got to get out of there as well. As I mentioned, that goal line dropout does still count. And they'll probably look to clear here. Does. And it looks like Pedrick is back there. gives it to the fullback, still looking to pass, and she's taken well in that tackle by Madison Gold.
But does well to stay on her feet long enough to allow a support play to come. Recycle.
Oh, and a strong run there by the number 1 for Wanderers, Elliott.
Lovely out the back option.
And a Pedrick now is going to try and go around and go back to the inside of her opposite winger, which is McAllister. And Edwards Challenger was mile forward.
Forward knock on. Whichever one. UBC now possession and now looking to move the ball wide.
Looks like that ball was so forward that Edwards Challenger changed sports and become a quarterback in the NFL.
Well, no advantage given there, so scrum back to UBC on the 22.
It's that ancient art of if it's not on, don't throw it.
Yeah, but again, when you're trailing by 14 points, you suddenly start to force the play and errors creep into your game. And again, UBC, they don't need to panic. They just need to carry on doing what they're doing. Opportunities will come, but Castaways, they've got to find something now. They've got to dig something out of the bag and try and get some points on the board soon as we go into the final quarter.
And that's exactly right. As we get this scrum on the 22. And it looks like it's going to be a feed by the Thunderbirds. And a good shove by the Thunderbirds. And the two nines are going at it, trying to get that ball off each other.
Well, look like the number 8 lost control at first, but a penalty given. I think, having played a bit of number 8 myself, sometimes when you scrum so dominant, it's hard to control the ball at the back of the scrum.
It is. And it looks like that the 9 didn't have an option then other than to just dive on the ball and lie all over it, which it didn't give the other 9 an opportunity. But they've called for another scrum here.
Probably a smart call. Maybe look to win a penalty off the back of this. Oh.
And this time is a better push by the Wanderers, but looks like they got the ball away. Bowder gives them the outside to McAllister, and McAllister is taken towards the sideline.
Another dominant tackle
by
Castaway.
And Aberg comes up with the ball. Out of it, pushing her way through there. And she's still held up. Can she get to ground? She does. Here they go. Edwards Challenger now. Takes up a nice hit up. And is tackled there. Just inside the 22. No one, everybody running, but no one ready to get that ball. Elliott takes it over the 22 now. And inside, a beautiful ball inside.
Ball.
Oh, it looks to the inside for Shell. Shell is trying to get away, but cannot. Challenger's there. Here comes they're all offside on the Thunderbirds. There's got to be advantage here. They're all offside. Nothing called so far.
Needed to be patient there and just feed it to the left wing, who surely would have been in at the corner.
And Shell trying to start something to push her team to be the next to score. Elliott now holds onto that ball. I don't know how she did that, but that was beautiful hands by Elliott. Well, that ball's clearly out.
Strong defence, though, from UBC.
Oh, going straight through the middle there.
And then the counter ruck.
Looks like play on, though, even though it was a knock on, and then it's cleared now. And taken into the, I'm not sure what the call is there. Was there a play on for a knock on?
Well, the UBC just bought the time there, allowed Castaway to make the error and then cleared the lines. Very smart play by the UBC team, again, who don't need to panic. Just need to carry on playing their natural game, and with a 14-point cushion, are looking very strong now going into this final quarter. Got to say, an opportunity gone begging there, perhaps, for Castaway Wanderers.
Yeah, definitely. They needed to set up something better and lighter and easier.
Yeah, just maybe a rush of blood there after a wonderful break there by the Castaway Wanderers. fly half. Only had the fullback to beat, and the fullback did a great job to bring her down only yards from the line.
And clearing now in the line out. They've got to get it out, though. Shell trying to get... Oh, good rush-up defense by Thunderbirds. And here they are in the attack. And Piper Logan, we know what she can do with the ball. And that was taken up by Madison Gold.
Oh,
Smith.
Wonderful tip on there. Great line. UBC looking very comfortable at the moment.
And gives it back to Smith now. Smith takes it up the middle. Brought down. Trying to get it out. Siamana Tafu out there to Bowder. Bowder taken hard by Aberg. And Aberg tries to bring it down. There's a penalty for a high tackle. Madison Aberg using a bit of rugby league style tackling there around the top.
Well, as I say, Josh, in rugby league, you can't run without your head.
And that is true, as I've visited a farm and seen chickens. And now there's going to be another scrum, and this one is going to take place about 45 metres out from the Castaway Wanderers line. And the Thunderbirds on the attack.
Another
and a great
scrum,
shove. Dominant scrum by the Thunderbirds. Siamana Tafu. Outside to Bowder. Bowder chips through. Piper Logan's going looking through it. Oh, she's been shoved off the ball, but picked up by Madison Adberg and brought down as she's trying to pull players over the top there, Bowder. And the ball goes backwards. Picked up by Edwards Challenger, sorry. And pushed through the middle as the Wanderers trying to get out of their own half. Oh, it's been stolen by Siamana Tafu.
UBC looking very comfortable now. Making it look a bit like a training ground run, just going through all the plays.
Yeah, she's away there, Cindy. And then outside of the new player 21, which is Delaney Woods. And Woods, has she put the ball down? She has. It's a try to the Thunderbirds.
You could see that building, Josh, several phases ago. Just the confidence now in the UBC players. Castaway Wanderers looking a little bit tired, falling off tackles. It's looking a little bit ominous, I must say, now for the Castaway Wanderers.
It is indeed, and it was a great run on the outside there by Delaney Woods. Siamana Tafu gives it on the outside and then run around by Bowder, and Bowder on the outside to the new player, number 21, Delaney Woods, who takes over in the corner to score. And we are now Thunderbirds 38, Castaway 19, and there's about 17 minutes left in this game, and if the Wanderers don't try to get back into this game, it could be one of those big scoring affairs that you mentioned earlier.
Well, I think the more that Castaway try now to get back into this game, the more that will play into the UBC Thunderbirds' hands. They had to stay with them neck and neck as they had done throughout the whole of the first half and into the early parts of the second half. But now that the gap's widening, I really don't see Castaway Wanderers closing this gap.
And the conversion unsuccessful. And the scores remain 38 points for the Thunderbirds over the Castaway Wanderers 19. I think, as you mentioned, Andy, we really need to see more efforts there by, Shell and Madison Aberg getting their hands on the ball more and being able to set up. Some poor decisions by the back of those set pieces have led to the opposite direction of where those two were standing. And we need to see more of the hands on the ball of those players.
Well, to win finals, your best players have got to be your best players, and you've got to get the ball in their hands. And it feels like, compared to the first half, that they haven't managed to do that. Madison Aberg's had a quiet second half as she puts in a tackle there. And
here they go now. And a really good palm off there by the two, which is the McLeod is straight through, takes 2 to bring it down, and finally does by Shell. Shell's over the top and gets the penalty.
Well, she wasn't interested in looking for support there. She only had eyes focused on one thing, and that was a try line. Maybe a bit of footwork and a bit of tempo. Could have slowed down, allowed a support play to catch up. But I don't think many hookers get an opportunity to see the try line as closely as she did, and she was going to take it. Sadly, it backfired, and penalty to Castaway Wanderers.
That's exactly right.
You can see her pupils dilate there as it looked like it was going to be a 60-yard try.
A little bit of white line fever.
As she started to run in a bit of treacle.
Well, I've played that position myself, and I can tell you, if you do see the try line and you think it don't matter how far away you are, you only have one eye. You only have eyes on the one thing. As they regain the ball, but it's picked up by the Wanderers and reclaimed off that. And they're trying to run down that sideline with no space, but keeps in. Well done by the 19, Avalon Crawford. And looks like it's going to be a quick tap now. Shell looking to get away from the other players now.
Oh.
Horrible pass. I knew where she wanted the ball to go, but didn't have direction on where that pass was going. And flicked over the...
Things getting a little bit clunky here. Some of the accuracy in the first half is sadly lacking now, and unfortunately, Castaway Wanderers again forcing the play and lacking a little bit of composure. But Aberg's away. Aberg picks it up out of the ruck, and she's gone, and then she's being tackled there. Good job by Aberg. But playing a little bit in ones and twos right now, though, Josh. A little of individualism creeping into the game. Players stepping up, trying to take control themselves.
Oh, and then it was a good ball and all tackle there. Shell still trying to get away from the opposition.
Did well there, Shell.
Piper Logan straight in over the ball and gets it back. No fear there by the winger. And here's the player 19, Dylan Kipp. And gives it to Cindy Shah. Now to McLeod, to Piper Logan. She beats on her outside. Here we go. This step's going to come. No, it's this time. It's a run around in a palm. She's away down the outside. She's only got Pedrick to beat. Danica Pedrick, she runs in and out, and she puts the ball down for her second try today. What a run by Piper Logan. We were waiting for that awesome left foot step. Instead, she decided to burn her on the outside, push her off with a bit of a fend, and then she had Pedrick who kept her from going under the post, and then she stayed down the course and put the ball down on the outside. Great work by the winger for the Thunderbirds.
She really is grease lightning, Piper Logan. She actually looked like she was crabbing sideways towards the end, saying, "Catch me if you can."
And it's just great to see her walk back where she just acts like it's just normal that you can do such things on the rugby field. If you go back to the very start, she was the one that actually turned the ball over for her own team by going in looking for it, stole the ball back from the Castaway Wanderers, then gets involved in the next play of attack, only to score the try for her team. She's been absolutely exceptional on the wing for the Thunderbirds.
Well, in the game of rugby, there is no substitute for speed, and she has it in abundance.
And it's always a great thing. As we look to the conversion, and doesn't make it so. The score remains UBC Thunderbirds 43 against the Castaways 19.
Well, UBC creeping towards their regular season average here of 50 points, much like the men, and with a 24-point gap. Really difficult to see Castaway Wanderers turning this one around.
Yes.
But I'm sure Shell and Aberg will have something to say about that.
And let's hope they do to keep this. I mean, we've still stranger things have happened in the game. As they give it to Rory Wood. And she takes it up to the, almost to the, big obstruction there, but nothing given.
Yeah, missed there by the referee.
Goes wide now. Gives it to Simona Tafu. And Simona Tafu working hard. Brought down by Renee Cook. And a strong hit up there by the number 8, Rachel Smith, and she's driven back. Oh, and Rory Wood there with a really good vision for a head up. Goes in the middle there. Goes into contact. Simona Tafu again. Oops, sniped. Someone with the silencer in the back row sniped her and she brought her down.
It looked like she just got hit with a harpoon there.
That's exactly. As Rory Wood takes it, Smith with a wayward pass out the back. Gives it on to the 20, which is Sarah Fong. And she's away, Sarah Fong. There, Sarah Fong is away, and she's brought down at the 40-metre line and stolen by Elliott. And
jackled again by UBC. But
wow! She claims that Piper Logan wasn't supporting her own body weight. Debatable. She had those knees quite bent, and she was over the ball. And she's a fiery one, Piper Logan. She's not happy that she was called for it. And taken up hard by Ibrahim.
Possible jackal here. No.
No, not rolling away. And here come the Castaway Wanderers. Yeah. Looking, a knock on there. So it's going to be scrum advantage to the Castaway Wanderers. What can they do here to try and set something up? Shell outside to Renee Cook. Cook trying to get past Logan, does so. Fullback to beat. Oh, and Logan comes from the back and then makes the tackle. She wasn't have a part of it. She was palmed off, left for dead, and came back and made the tackle from behind. Monster game.
Need to be patient here, Castaway Wanderers. Just go through a few more phases, as they did earlier.
Oh, she's straight through. Beautiful pay, but it's brought down to the fullback. Hill Hughes. Oh. And no, and it's a penalty against the Castaway Wanderers.
She had to reach a long way to get her hands on that ball, and she certainly did. And referee Julianne Zussman deemed that was a fair turnover, a fair jackal, and UBC have been let off. But that was a good passage of play by the Castaway Wanderers, showing glimpses of their former play in the first half and beginning of the second.
And it just goes to show the amount of defence work that the UBC Thunderbirds have got. As they came in from the back, they're making those tackles.
Bringing on some impact players right now, which could certainly add a little bit of energy to this UBC team. Not that they need any, because they're certainly looking the fitter of the two.
And some good rucking over the top there. Rory Wood now, been good all day, Rory Wood. Post-contact meters, gets a minimum 10 meters after going into contact.
That's smart play, very smart play by UBC now, just to kick and chase and force Castaways who kick back.
Oh, and not made the tackle there, but a good follow-up kick. And great running there by Jordan McLeod. And here's a hit up there by the 17, Jessica Nelson. Simona Tafu.
Lovely ball out of the back there, showing her skills.
Savannah Bowder, Sarah Fong. And the outside, too high for Logan. But Logan shows her the sideline. So it's just been an absolute battle out here for the winger. She basically, the ball was too high, so she let it bounce. She gave her opposite number a chance, which is Talia Hoffman. And then when Talia Hoffman tried to burn her on the outside, she showed her the door of the sideline. Jordan McLeod now to throw it in for Thunderbirds. And lovely take there by the Thunderbirds as Rory Wood again, lovely hit up. And they're trying to get all over the ball, and they're going to get it. Not releasing. Shell there at work trying to get that ball. You'd look to say if they would kick it to the corner here and try.
I think they're going to keep the ball in hand at this stage of the game. Josh, there's only 6-7 minutes left. Going for points.
For points.
Interesting decision when you're 24 points down.
That is an extremely interesting
Is that tantamount to throwing in the white towel in the ring?
Well, I would be concerned that no one has told them the score. That they think the game is actually closer than it is.
Yeah, very interesting decision.
I mean, you know, stranger things have happened. I've
Well,
seen a team down by 2 points.
Maybe the rationale is we need to score 3 converted tries and a penalty, so let's get the penalty now.
Well,
the only thing that makes any sense, to be fair to me.
You know what? If you can make sense of it, then I'm sure it makes sense somehow. But I would hesitate to guess that someone hasn't let them know that the actual score is bigger than that.
But
well, they got the 3 points anyway, so that's okay. Maybe also Madison Aberg's trying to get her points up.
Crossed my mind too.
For her, Castaway Wanderer point scorer of the year. And at the Trophy Awards night, she may pick that up with that extra 3 points.
Or maybe she's put a bet on the spread of the local bookies and is ready to collect a few $100 at the end of the game.
Yes, it's a 21 plus. All right, Thunderbirds now to restart. We got 4.5 minutes to go as the Castaway Wanderers trail the Thunderbirds 43 points to 22. And now he's oh, she looks to burn her on the outside. She does, but she's going to take her to the inside. No. And looks like a knock on. No, nothing. Nothing, play on. And here goes that winger is away now. And she's taken by the fullback. Is the fullback? No. Yes, it is. The fullback, Kaylee King. And she, oh dear. And holding on.
Well, I thought that might be the beginning of you and I eating our words there, as that was the first of 3 converted tries in the next 6 minutes.
It could have been. And if that was the case, then my hat, I would have definitely ate it, I'll tell you that. And everybody's enjoying themselves here in our beer garden and with refreshments. It's been an absolute cracking day for BC Rugby today, Andy. It's been great, this new field and this new setup. The clubhouse is fantastic, and I can't wait to see more games for Bayside hosted at this clubhouse.
Not the results that Bayside wanted today, but winning 2 leagues, getting to the final and hosting these championships was pretty much a result anyway, and a win would have just been a cherry on a cake. Sadly not to be, but there's always next year.
Absolutely, and a big thank you and generosity to the City of Surrey, who worked with Bayside and the other clubs about getting this clubhouse built. It's an absolutely stunning clubhouse, I can tell you firsthand. And when it gets finished, it's going to be wonderful for hosting and for other sports and facilities and for sports in general in Surrey itself.
Well, we'll certainly welcome you back, Josh, to do some commentary, and hopefully we can even host some rugby league games down here too.
And that'll be spectacular and great for rugby all around.
As we go into the final 3 minutes of the game, UBC give away a scrum penalty, a scrum free kick.
Yeah, short arm there, probably early engagement by the Thunderbirds. Maddie Aberg on the outside, but she was picked off by Siamana Tafu. Here comes Renee Cook though. Renee Cook tackled again. Some great defense by the Thunderbirds. Given wide. Gives them the outside to Ella Gallant. Now given back to Solomonani. And she's brought down about 25 metres out. Sorry, 18 metres out. Whoa, how did she hold onto that? Well done by Elliott. Wide now. Gives it short to Shell. Shell looking to try and bust through, and she's brought down by Nelson.
Very dogged UBC defence here.
They're really bouncing off their line and really putting pressure on the Wanderers. Wanderers now, almost 6 metres out. Aberg looking to slip through. She does. Looking to get her try. She does. Well done, Maddie Aberg.
What a reward for a fantastic player who's had a great game. Yes, she did disappear a little bit in the second half, but whenever she gets the ball in her hands, she looks dangerous. And that was a fantastic try for her to cap off a great performance.
And if she is looking for points scorer of her club, that try at the end there is going to be great to add to hers, as they have now picked up 27. So Thunderbirds 43, Castaway 27 with a kick to come.
And probably only a few minutes of added time.
Yes, with injury time, it could go another couple of minutes. You never know your luck in rugby. I mean, miracles can happen, and 2 converted tries would be a miracle.
Well, she needs to convert this one first, and that would be just to tie the game.
Wow. And as we say that, that wind's picked up again, so she's going to be kicking in the wind again. And she gets that. So, again, 2 converted tries to tie the game. We have probably 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes of injury time. We are now on the referee's clock.
As the UBC obviously asking the referee how long left.
It's always the case. Every person on the team needs to know how long's left. And looks like it's not going to go the 10. So here's the option. Re-kick or scrum in the center, and it's going to be a scrum in the center.
Smart call.
And a substitution being made for the Castaway Wanderers, winger for winger. As well as it seems like a different jersey. A couple of different jerseys. That's interesting. I haven't seen that before in a final, coming on with different style jerseys. But I suppose the same colours is good enough.
Yes.
It would be worse if they came on a different coloured jersey. And early engagement again, short kick, short arm kick to a full because they kept pushing in. So quick tap taken.
Oh.
Shell now tries to get around her outside. She does, but she's still held. And Piper Logan digging like a demented mole on that ball, trying to get it back. And the penalty taken. A quick tap and taken again. She tries to get through. She gets around. Tries to beat the fullback. Doesn't get there. Can she get the ball back? Oh, pushing the ball back. It's a penalty.
Tap and goes are okay, Josh, but when you get isolated time and time again and the rest of the team is not on the same page, it can backfire just as it did there.
That's right. Unfortunately, in rugby, you have to get that ball out. Game over! And it is the Thunderbirds with the win here at the Women's Premier League final. Thunderbirds taking out the final, 43 points to Castaways 29. And that is the end of today's play for BC Rugby's men and women's divisions finals. On behalf of myself and Andy, thank you very much for being here with us. Andy, you'd like to say a few words to finish us up?
Yeah, what a great day for the University of British Columbia there, winning 2 premier titles. Just goes to show you the strength at the university level of our game, and just desserts there for the players who put in so much time and effort and their coaching staff. The closest thing we have to a professional setup, and just reward for 2 great teams.
And thank you very much, Andy, for being my co-host. Also, thank you to Josh Cancino for also being a co-host of commentator of today's games. And thank you very much, everybody, from wherever you're watching around the world. BC Rugby wishes you a safe and happy good night, and see you next time on the rugby pitch.